Hello! Today is January 23rd at, gosh, I don't know, wee hours of the morning. 2 days ago on Saturday, the 21st of January, 2023, I drove up north to Goshen, Indiana for, I got notes here, the Michiana Regional Seed Swap put on by, and I don't know if I'm saying this right or not, the Mary Lee Environmental Learning Center of Goshen College. It's the first time I've been there. This was their 5th event. But anyway, seed swap. You didn't have to bring anything, but you were welcome to. And I really didn't have anything to bring. But I went anyway. They had tables for vendors, and those included, gosh, who was the Russell Crowe from A Bean Collector's Window, and I'll put a website address for him. If you want beans, he is the man, and that's capitalized. The man when it comes to beans. There was a tomato for a fella called, or there was a table for a fella called Tomato Jim. And he had, gosh, more tomatoes than you could shake a stick at. There were several other vendors as well that I perused their stuff. Did not have a vendor table for Great Lakes Staple Seeds website, but I did get to meet the lady that runs the show there. She was super cool. Super cool. Anyway, let's see what I got. There were also tables for free things to swap. And again, you know, I didn't bring anything to trade in, but I did manage to get a few things. I got these beets, which I've been looking for a packet of those. They had them at the local hardware store this summer, and I just didn't buy them. And then the week that I stopped in to get them, they packed them up and shipped everything back the week before. So I missed out on those. And I don't know how you say this. Chayoga? I don't know. Anyway, it's the red and white stripy beet. I got some red beet seeds. I got some gold beet seeds. I was keen to try this one. And I got one. Now these are 2020. They're a little bit old, but I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be fine. And if they're not, I'm not out anything, because they were a free one. I also got these yellow wax beans. They were another free one. And they are from 2021. So they're, well, in December of this year, they'll be a month ago. A month ago, they would have pulled the 2022 seeds. So they're about a year. They're not a super fancy brand, but I've used their radishes and they grew like nobody's business. I've used their turnips and I don't know that they even sprouted, but that's a whole different story. Let's see, what else do I have here? I have a second thing. I know. Well, let me get my tag out of here. This is not very well organized. This is just kind of off the cuff here. But it was a very nice little event held in their Mennonite chapel there at this college. These are called Potawatomi rabbit cowpeas. And I do believe these came from Great Lakes staple seeds. I can't swear to that, but I'm fairly certain. I know they were available on their website, which is at the moment not yet up and running for the year, but will be soon. I talked to her, and they will be soon. Something you hear talk about a lot in the bean circles is these. Now there's a whole bunch of different varieties of these. They're called greasy beans. I don't know who brought them. I don't believe it was her, but maybe. I've not seen them on her website, I don't think. But anyway, they're called greasy beans because your usual bean pod, when you go feeling on it, feels kind of rough and slightly hairy and sandpapery. And these are slick and feel greasy. So they are greasy beans. And there they are. I'm not a super fan of a black bean. Typical black bean in Mexican food, I think, is a bit tough on the skin. The skin is a bit tough. But these are a black colored bean. Will they be the same? I don't know. These are the Cherokee Trail of Tears bean. I've seen those on, gosh, just about everybody that has a website has those for sale. And again, I'm not certain who brought these, but they may well have come from those Great Lakes staple seeds. I know they do sell them. These, I hope you can get a good view of them. And I'll turn it around so you can see varieties. These cool, multicolored, stripy, splotchy beans are Kurtzer's Traveling Calico Lima Bean. And I know these came from the Great Lakes staple seed. And they have a cute little story to them. I'm a sucker for a good story. They've got a cute little story to them if you go and check out the website. But as you could tell, there's brown ones with light colored flecks. There's light colored ones with darker brownish red flecks. There's some black splotches in there. It's just a little bit of everything. And I thought, and that's cool. So I got those. And from Russell at the Bean Collector's Window, and those were all free ones I got. From Russell at the Bean Collector's Window, I paid $3 for these. They are called Ganymede, and they are a lima bean. And as you can see, they are white with red and black splotches, and they're just pretty as can be. I kind of stumped him. I asked, he had pole beans, he had bush beans, and he had a couple of rows of lima beans, and I said, look, which of these is the best tasting lima bean you got? And he was just kind of stumped. So I had to settle for the most attractive one. And I think these are. They've all got the white on them. And you either get a red on the outside with flecks of black, or black on the outside with flecks of red. And that's just cool. As much as I'm a sucker for a good story, I'm a sucker for a pretty bean too. These came from Tomato Jam, and I don't know if you'll be able to read that or not. I'm not certain this thing will focus in close enough for that. But they are Jane's Judy Clark Family Tomato. They're kind of a purple-brown one. And I know I have a packet that I specifically chose from him that is black pineapple bean. But I'm not certain where they went. They may have ended up, I brought my mother with me, they may have ended up in her bag. Or maybe they're in my coat pocket. I'm not 100% certain. I don't know, maybe I lost them. But the black pineapples were what I wanted. And he wanted 2 for $5, so I said, give me a second one, make it the tastiest one you got. And this is what he picked up. Gosh, he wanted me to pick a color. Pick a color and he'd give me the tastiest one, and I said, you know, I don't care. So I got this. They're kind of red, purple, black. I don't... Let me look at my coat pocket. I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. Isn't that the way of it? I've clearly lost them. But I'll inquire with my mother. Anyway, my sister lives not far from there. So after we visited there, we stopped by my sister's to visit. And she gave me 5 potatoes. Because where she works, they were getting sprouty. They said, here, we're going to throw them out. Take them. So I got 5 of these little red potatoes. They're starting to sprout. Starting to chit. And let's see. I have other potatoes right here that are getting sprouty. These are potatoes I grew last year that were a red potato. What variety they were, I don't know. What variety these are, I don't know. But I can say this, the ones she gave me are more red. They're both kind of a red potato, but these are definitely more red purple to them. And I got 5 of those, again, for free. I mooched an egg carton off of her. And like Erica from Erica's Welsh Garden, they're going in the egg carton and they go in the fridge, and that will keep them less sprouty than these sitting here on a box. These are getting very sprouty, but I've saved back some of these in the fridge as well. Anyway, that's what I've got. I can't believe I lost a tomato. That's distressing. And it would be one I paid for, huh? Isn't that the way of it? But it's not in my bag. I got this paper from out of the bag. There's just one leaf. This paper was in the bag, just one. Here's my note paper. Nothing there. My notebook. Nothing. I'll bet. Oh. I also bought a book. I bought a Mennonite Community Cookbook. And is it any good? I don't know. Once I got looking at it, it's got some not very impressive recipes in there. But It's got 1,100 recipes, so there's bound to be something in there it's fit to eat. I don't know. I'll check that out later. And I don't know where to look for most stupid tomato seeds. That's really too bad, because I was kind of excited to get those. They're a very tasty little tomato. But again, tomato seeds don't seem to be jammed in the book either. But yeah, I kept putting things in my coat pocket until I bought the book, at which point I opened the bag and put it in there, and then I chucked everything in the bag. And you got a little tiny plastic envelope with some seeds in it, and I would not be surprised at all if reach in there to get stuff and, they hooked on my sleeve and came out and fell on the floor or something. I don't know. But anyway, 2023 Michiana Regional Seed Swap put on by the Mary Lee Environmental Learning Center of Goshen College. It was a good time, and if you can go next year, you should do it. Thanks, and have a swell day.